Hello my friends, it's Gregory here with Old Europe Antique Home Furnishings. Today, really, I just want to give you a little update about what's going on here at the shop. And I want to talk too about kind of the state of the industry, you know, what's selling, our prices going up, our prices going down, what do containers from Europe cost? So I want to go over a few different things. But let's start out with what has sold lately. And a number of things left this morning, but we have this set of a pair of leather wingback chairs that has sold to some really good customers locally here, and also this green sofa, green leather Chesterfield sofa. It's from England and it's going to Fort Worth. And this painting you can see behind me here, the lovely Lady in Green by Butterfield. That's also going to the same place in Fort Worth. I do have another Butterfield over in the corner. That one's not for sale. I like that one. But things have been moving out fairly quickly lately. And I think that has to do with a few different factors. One is that it's just that time of year when a lot of things sell, especially online. I keep hearing about some of the slowdowns in chain businesses like restaurants and even Walmart and Target having slowdowns. Personally, I have not seen that. While I'm thinking about it, this bookcase right here also sold over the weekend. So I'm in the process of making a video about that bookcase because it's just absolutely massive. But I'm also going to talk about the history of shelves and bookcases, which on the surface sounds kind of boring, but once you kind of get into the topic and see how it evolved, it's actually interesting. So another thing that hasn't sold yet, but it's about to, because I'm going to accept an offer that I have on it, is this chiffonnier, French. Beautiful little piece there. And there's another set of chairs that sold that are in the other room that I'm going to show you in just a second. Okay, through the magic of editing, I'm going to splice this little clip in because I just mentioned the chairs that had sold in the other room. These are a pair of Egyptian-esque chairs that have sold. They're really outstanding, and while they're probably not antique, they do have some age to them. They are not new by any means. Probably vintage would be a good term, and by vintage, the definition that I kind of go by is 40 to 100 years old, and then over 100 years being antique. But I would appreciate your comments in the section below on that as well, because it's curious to what people's opinions are on the terms antique and vintage. So now back to the other video. I want to get back to just a sec. Well, also over the weekend, this table sold. Super piece, excellent carving on that. And recently, these two guys came in. See that pair of cabinets? Those are pretty neat. But what is going on with the state of the antiques industry? And are prices going up? Are they going down? Are they staying steady? Well, in my experience, and I've seen two different articles from two different sources lately about how younger people are really starting to get into vintage, not only because they like it, but also I suppose it's some kind of it's a way to recycle and use things, and so there's certainly nothing wrong with that, because but the younger folks, I guess, are primarily into mid-century modern things, and of course that's not my focus here at Old Europe Antique Home Furnishings. I think another reason I mentioned that it's the time of year when things sell, but also I think once you've been in the business for a while of procuring antiques, you start to know what sells and what doesn't sell. You start to be able to look at items and you have a better feel for what's marketable. and what will go quickly, and you know what you can pay for it and still have a fair price to the consuming public. So I think that's another factor for this shop in particular, is that you develop that knowledge over time. And I kind of like to think of myself as a curator. Normally that's a term that's reserved for the people at museums who acquire and then oversee the purchase of items for museums and collections and whatnot. But really, I mean, it's kind of the same thing here at Old Europe Antique Home Furnishings. As far as prices go, I know I keep jumping back and forth. If you look at containers right now, a ship from La Pays-Bas, that was a terrible pronunciation, but the Low Countries in Europe, Holland, Netherlands, is around $9,000 for a 40-foot container. And some of you may know that that is actually back down quite a bit, because during 2020, you had all the government lockdowns and whatnot. And as a result of that, the prices of containers eventually went much higher than that, probably almost double what they are now, but they're back down now. So that's probably not a primary cost driver at the current time. But I would love to hear you all. I would love to hear you all's opinions. So take a second if you want to, and leave some comments in the section below, because that's one way that we can all kind of piece together exactly what's going on in the industry. Now, I will say that this 18th century portrait in the background also sold over the weekend. It's a busy weekend, actually, but I guess that's the main things I wanted to cover today. I'll go over, and there's a set of chairs that sold. Maybe I'll just splice that into the previous video, but I just wanted to give you guys an update of kind of what's going on. Let me see before I go, is there any new inventory you all need to see? There's a lot of inventory in the other room that really needs to be dealt with and brought in. There's going to be some major restructuring going on around here now. This set of chairs behind me and the matching sofa have just arrived. This behind me, 18th century bench or settle. Here's a really nice German mirror in the background. And a lot more stuff is coming in, and there's the crest for that mirror. A lot more things are coming in, but they're still several weeks out. This pair of bull style cabinets also sold over the weekend. So a lot of things going on around here, a lot of decorating that needs to be done. But anyway, I hope you guys are having a great week. Hopefully, I'm working on this video about the history of bookcases. And by the way, I want to mention too, while I'm here, there are two different channels. This channel is the Old Europe Antique Home Furnishings channel, and it's specifically to deal with the store and things related to the store, inventory, and little updates like this. And then there's the other channel, which is Antique Acquisitions, in which I try to go into depth on certain topics. And so those videos come out a little less frequently than these little updates do, but there are two different channels. So if you get a chance, please do like and subscribe to both channels. Right now, I'm actually putting the Antique Acquisitions videos on this channel as well, because I've got all my focus right now on growing this channel. But I want to wish you all a fantastic week, and we'll talk to you soon.